What's going on, y'all? I'm back once again because the comments are getting out of hand. It's getting ridiculous. Only the casual fan or the biased fan thinks that Lomachenko was robbed last night. I repeat, only the casual fan or the biased fan thinks that Lomachenko was robbed last night. For real. Y'all, I've been watching boxing diligently since I was a child, a little bitty boy. That was one of the hardest fights to judge I've seen in years. Truthfully, that fight could have went either way. It was razor thin close. Razor thin close, right? Devin won the majority of the early rounds convincingly to me. If the fight ended at the 8th round, Devin Haney would have won that fight convincingly. What happened was people saw the 9th, 10th, and 11th round, particularly the 10th and 11th round, and Devin got battered in those rounds. I'll say it. Devin got battered in the 10th and 11th round, for sure. He lost those rounds super convincingly. Those are overwhelming Lomachenko rounds. And then Devin won the 12th round, clearly, right? Clearly. But what's happening is Lomachenko, and again, as Max Kellerman said, Lomachenko won the story of the fight. To begin the fight, Devin's size advantage, his strength advantage was clearly showing, right? He was digging to that body, banging Lomachenko up, and he was doing great. If one thing, man, Devin showed he belonged in that ring last night. For sure, he belonged in that ring in the same class as Lomachenko and those individuals last night for sure. But after that, Lomachenko made a fierce comeback. You know what I mean? People looking at, especially since he's the smaller guy, smaller, older fighter, people were so impressed, particularly with those 10th and 11th rounds. They're letting that sway their opinion of the whole fight. And Loma won a 9th round too. You can give him the 9th round too, you know. But people are looking at particularly that 10th and 11th round. They were saying, oh, that's letting them say Devin was getting fucked up all night, which is absolutely not true. It's not true. It's not. If you know boxing and you watch boxing, there's no casual fans got the fight 10-2. How in the fuck is that fight a 10-2 fight? In what blue hell is that fight a 10-2 fight? It was a landslide, bro. Knock it off. Knock it off. It was not a landslide. Only people you see saying that are fierce Lomachenko fans, Devin Haney haters, and fans of Gervonta Davis or fans of Shakur Stevenson. For real. Non-biased individuals, right? See that fight clear for what it was. That fight was razor thin close and it could have went either way. I wouldn't have been mad if you gave Lomachenko the fight. I wouldn't have been mad if you, and I'm not mad that they gave Devin a fight. I wouldn't have been mad at a draw. It was just that close. It was some convincing rounds for Devin, convincing rounds for Lomachenko, but then there were some swing rounds that it could have been, I guess some rounds you could have gave, it could have been a little toss up between the two, right? But it was hard to judge, for sure. But robbery, knock it off. Knock it the fuck off. And then too, man, for real, this is really what's going on too. People are upset with Devin Haney's persona and how, you know, he came across pre-fight, especially the push, right? And so now, and I told my uncle this. See, when you push Lomachenko like that and you talk crazy, in order to convince people that you deserve the victory, you're going to have to beat his ass from pillar to post every round. And Devin didn't beat his ass pillar to post every round. He was beating on Loma though. Don't get it confused. Loma was getting, them body shots was affecting Loma for sure early in that fight. And Devin was looking like the stronger, bigger dude that was landing the more convincing punches early on. Loma came back in similar fashion to the Teofimo Lopez fight, except he didn't batter Teofimo as much as he did Devin in that 10th and 11th round. For Devin, it was I think the 11th round, Devin might have landed 2 punches to Lomachenko's 20 or something like that. That's what CompuBox said. But even in that round, even if you want to give Devin more than 2 punches, Lomachenko was convincingly battering him in those rounds. But throughout the entirety of the whole fight, bro, no. The rounds 9 through 11 does not tell the story for the whole fight. Seriously, he didn't batter Devin in the 9th round, but he just had a really good round for sure. But people letting the 10th and 11th round tell a story for the whole fight. For real, bro? Like, no, that's not how boxing works. It's not. Even some of the most seasoned individuals, pugilistic, I'm talking about historians or boxing aficionados, they looking at it the same way I'm looking at it. And it's for a reason. Okay? Robbery, No, bro. Even when he was whooping on Devin in the 10th and 11th round, he didn't score a knockdown. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like they acting like, oh my God, like that, like it was just so crazy that Devin won. No, it could have went either way. Either way, man. Like only the casual fan is saying it's a landslide. I got folks on my timeline on Facebook talking about it was 10-2. Bro, the fuck out of here, bro. What's happening too on my timeline is people who are super fans of Gervonta Tank Davis or people who are super fans of Shakur Stevenson. They've always been saying Devin does not have what it takes. He's not a hard puncher, so on and so forth. And so now this is their opportunity to say that Devin ain't shit. He got a gift win, so on and so forth. They're using that as a way to say Devin ain't shit because they've been rooting for Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson, and they don't feel like Devin can fuck with them. That's what this about, for real. Even Shakur Stevenson getting in that ring last night, Shakur only said Devin lost because he had Devin winning convincingly before the fight. And he knew that fight was razor thin close. So Shakur's smart. He knows boxing. He's saying Devin lost so Devin can come fight him. He's saying Devin lost so Devin can come fight him and he can come get it cracking with Devin immediately. To make Devin mad enough to come fight. Because it was that close for him to say Lomachenko won the fight. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't a robbery. It wasn't a robbery, fam. Only thing that was out of order was the 116, 112 scorecard. 113, 115, I'm fine with that. For either opponent, again, it was so hard to judge. The fight was razor thin close. For either one of those guys, I'm fine with a 115, 113 round. Decision. For sure. Now, you can argue that, okay, it could have been a split decision or should have been a split decision. Somebody should have had it going for Loma. Okay, cool. But Devin winning that fight is not a robbery. And a lot of y'all need to learn boxing and know boxing before you start talking about scorecards and so on and so forth. You know, because some of y'all, again, y'all score fights with your emotion, with how you feel. You don't like this guy. You don't like that guy. You like that other guy better that's not even in the ring. You like another guy better that's not even in the ring. So you're already praying and hoping on the downfall of that said individual that you know got the alleged gift decision. Devin Haney was not gifted that decision. Again, Devin showed his class in that fight. He showed he belonged. He was fatigued in the last rounds. He was getting battered. And I think in the 10th and 11th round, he was getting battered in the 10th and 11th round. Yeah? And I had him losing a knife. But he won that 12th convincingly. He saw, okay, hell no. I can't let this last round go. He dug deep, bit down on that mouthpiece, and pulled out that 12th round convincingly. I don't give a fuck nobody say. But again, if that fight ended at 8 rounds, I got Devin Haney winning that fight convincingly. Loma had a couple rounds, but early in the fight, Devin was leading the charge. And that's even said by individuals like, and again, I know people don't take certain things into consideration all the time. Some people's opinions don't really matter to them. But even Teddy Atlas was like, no. He said Devin was winning that fight early on. And this was going into like the 8th round. Or after that, going into the 9th round, he had Devin winning. But Loma made that late surge and late charge, which impressed and wowed people so much. And again, particularly at 10th and 11th round, where he battered Devin, they changing the whole story of the fight. Now it was Lomachenko was whipping his ass from start to finish. Come on, fam. For real, y'all know better than that. Y'all know better than that. What this is that y'all don't like Devin, or you're super fans of Loma. You don't like Devin for how he carried himself, right? It's especially the push. Or you are a super fan of Tank or Shakur Stevenson and you think that Shakur or Tank can take him out. Because if you come into this fight clearly unbiased and you're not a casual fan who lets the 10th and 11th round dictate the fight, you saw what I saw. The fight could have went either way. It was razor thin close. It wasn't a robbery. But if you one of the other people who fall into them categories I'm talking about, you looking at the fight all wrong. Bro, you got people like 8-4. Bro, fuck out of here, bro. Like, no. Ain't no damn, like, come on, G. Like, what are we talking about? Like, no. It was not that. So, again, neither fighter won it convincingly. Neither fighter won it convincingly. It could have been either way. Devin won them early rounds convincingly. Lomachenko won the later rounds convincingly, except that 12th round. Devin got that one. So it could have went either way. One of the hardest fights to judge in years. But people are leading with their emotions. You're a casual fan, your emotions in the 10th, 11th round, because you really don't know boxing, you don't watch it that much, got you thinking Devin was just defeated and battered. If you saw rounds 9 through 12, you would think Lomachenko won hands down. And anybody else, if you one of the people who love Shakur, you love Devin, and you love Tank. I love Shakur and I love Tank. But nah, bro. No. And Shakur is smart enough to know better than to say Lomachenko was robbed. He's doing that to irk Devin to say, come fight me. I want it because he's licking his chops at Devin. He think he can whoop Devin ass. That's the only reason he's doing that. He know that fight was too close to be a robbery. He know it could have went either way. Shakur's smart. But he knows he wants to lure Devin into a fight now because he thinks he can fuck Devin up. But that shall be seen. But young Dev, man, showed a lot of resilience, man. Again, he was tearing that body of Lomachenko up. Not quite Errol Spence like, but he had a dedicated to sustained attack to the body. Not quite Errol Spence like, because Errol would have dug on that body for sure. Say viciously. But Devin was still maintaining a sustained body attack with hard shots. Especially coming from a guy that people say is pillow-fisted. But yeah, man, the casual fans losing their fucking minds, yo. I don't care, and I'm willing to argue or go at anybody head up if you know boxing. A lot of people don't know it. They started watching boxing when Floyd Mayweather's career was ended. Well, they only watched boxing when Floyd fight. When Floyd was fighting, when you watch Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, and that's it. You watch Tank every now and then, and now you just think, you just know all the fights. You watched Floyd Mayweather. You really didn't watch him like that. You watched him because it was an event and everybody was talking about it. You watched Deontay Wilder fight Tyson Fury because everybody was talking about it. You watched Tank fight because you hear Tank as a knockout artist, so that's what you want to see. So that's all it is. Like my daddy is my father. In Chicago, we say daddy. My father is a casual boxing fan. Casual. My uncles are real hardcore boxing fans. If you don't knock somebody out, my dad don't think you won the fight. He don't like strategic boxing where people show their tactician skills. He doesn't like being people who are boxing technicians. He like rock'em sock'em robots. I'm not like, again, if it's the fighters like that, that's cool. But I'm a fan of the sweet science. So I appreciate watching the sweet science. A lot of people don't appreciate that, and that is what Devin Haney displays. But it don't help that Loma was crying and shit. Now they're gonna really be saying Devin robbed him because Loma was crying. Knock it off. Crying or not. That fight was not a robbery. It was razor thin close. Congrats to Devin. Peace.